So the USA Today has an interesting article about healthcare bill. Poll. Only 12% support GOP healthcare plan. Forgive my messy newspaper. It's a few days old. So let's read on. Just 12% of Americans support the Senate Republicans' proposal for the healthcare plan, a new USA Today Suffolk University poll finds amid a rolling debate over whether the GOP will deliver on its signature promise to repeal and replace the Affordable Care Act. In the survey Saturday through Tuesday, a 53% majority says Congress should either leave the law, known as Obamacare, alone, or work within the problems to fix it while keeping the framework intact. 8 in 10 Republicans support repeal, and almost a third say the law should be repealed even if replacement healthcare plan isn't ready. Just 11%, of independents and 2% of Democrats say that they feel that way. So, as you can obviously tell, a big divide in the philosophical approach to healthcare. Obviously, you have Republicans who want to privatize it and take the insurance market out of the hands of the government entirely, and also limit the regulating ability of the government in those insurance markets, which would be disastrous. As we all can look back in history and tell, before Obamacare, there were hundreds of thousands of people who were sick. I mean, millions of Americans. This is not a euphemism. There were millions of Americans without access to any kind of basic health care that would cover pre-existing conditions or other ailments that aren't normally covered by private insurances, until the Affordable Care Act steps in and mandates that they cover the essential benefits, or the 10 major causes of health care that were being denied to patients previously. So, repealing it without a replacement is just insane. I mean, you'd just be going back to the system you know works worse. For what? Ideological brownie points? That doesn't make any sense at all. And there's nothing in this healthcare bill that pushes the envelope forward. There's only a giant $1 trillion tax break. It's a transfer of wealth from the poorest Americans to the richest Americans. I mean, Robin Hood be rolling in his grave. This is ridiculous. And it doesn't lower premiums. It raises premiums, just like would happen under the Affordable Care Act if it was left alone or abolished, because premiums rise every year. They're kind of like I would say the minimum wage, but that's not very tied to inflation. However, premiums are, because insurance companies actually care about their bottom dollar profits, and, they're not letting a cent slip through. So, to the Medicaid expansion, this is the most controversial part. We would see billions of dollars cut from Medicaid. And we know that Medicaid is what insures most of the children in America, as well as the majority of our elderly senior citizens who can't afford the expensive procedures that often come with old age. So, nearly 2/3, 63%, say it's, quote, very important that lower-income people who became eligible for Medicaid through the Affordable Care Act continue to be covered by Medicaid. Just 10% say that isn't important to them. The nonpartisan Congressional Budget Office estimates a Senate plan which would cut Medicaid spending by nearly $772 billion over the next 10 years would result in 15 million fewer people being covered. So there you have it. That's the Senate plan in a very brief and rough nutshell. There's really no benefits other than that to talk about. There's no added protections or safety nets for people. It's basically stripping away anything that was put in place that can be cut to ensure that insurance companies are able to pad their pockets just a little bit more. So, there you have it. Government at work. It's a beautiful thing. This should really inspire everybody to go vote, man. Go vote. And if you're okay with this, vote for these fuckers. But use your head when you walk into the voting booth. And hopefully we won't be having to report on stories as depressing and just pointless as this. So yeah, keep it locked for more Primo Show. I know you're probably tired of hearing me talk, but I'm not tired of talking. So comment, like, subscribe, and I'll do it some more. Peace out.